Oh my goodness, are you keen, hungry, excited for more Banjo Kazooie news? G'day everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel, Nintendo Down Under. I know some of you out there right now are like, please, don't do this to me, don't do this to me. Well, I'm gonna do it because I am Banjo Kazooie crazy. Anytime I see any awesome news that potentially a new Banjo Kazooie game is in development, I am gonna share that with you, and we're gonna make a video on potentially when we can see this game, on what platform we might see this game, and what it could be about. Exciting times, stick around, here we go. So before we break it all down, we'll talk about the new information that we have. According to a Microsoft insider, Microsoft has been given the green light to develop a new platformer in the Banjo Kazooie lineup for the Xbox, but what studio was assigned to release the project is still unknown. Initially, according to our Microsoft leaker Nate Drake, thought that the Banjo Bear and Kazooie Bird series reboot would be introduced at the June Expedition of Microsoft Showcase. Held on June 12, still the Xbox team focused only on those games that should be released in the coming year. Unfortunately, Banjo Kazooie is not one of them. So quote, "There is a new project for Banjo Kazooie in development. We can only guess where and when it will be shown. But as far as I understand, Microsoft gave the green light to production only a few months ago." As we know, the first Banjo Kazooie was created by Rare and debuted on the Nintendo 64 in 1998, and the second, titled Banjo Tooie, followed in the year 2000. The series was initially passed by most gamers, but it was a great success on the world market. The games received high marks and competed for audience attention with other leading 3D platform games of the time, such as Crash Bandicoot, Donkey Kong 64, and Super Mario 64. In 2008, Microsoft attempted to relaunch the series on the Xbox 360, but the genre change didn't make Banjo Kazooie nuts and bolts a big success at all. Fast forward to 2019, Banjo and Kazooie became playable characters in the fighting game Super Smash Bros. Ultimate by Nintendo, which Phil Spencer called his dream come true. The hero's return caused a lot of hype and increased requests for a new game. As Nate Drake explains, Banjo Kazooie fits in perfectly with Microsoft's strategy to diversify its gaming lineup, which Xbox game studios are adopting. So if this all becomes true, how long would we have to wait for a new Banjo Kazooie game? Well, at the moment, on average, it takes a PC and console game 3 to 5 years to develop. So yes, we've got good news that potentially now a green light has been given for a new Banjo Kazooie game, but please don't expect it to be released by Christmas. Please don't expect it to be released anytime next year. A game like this, where there will be a lot of hype and will take a bit of developing, will take a few years, but still it points in the right direction of where we need to go to get a new Banjo Kazooie game. After Banjo and Kazooie made their way to Smash Ultimate roster in 2019, it got a massive reaction, and all of a sudden Xbox, Microsoft started paying attention. In the corporate world, we don't normally do things for free. So yes, Banjo Kazooie came to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. Apparently Nintendo paid a little bit of a fee to get that on their system, but Xbox had other ideas. They released this game, or gave permission for this game to come to the NSO app, because they wanted to see the reaction of what Banjo Kazooie would be like coming to a Nintendo console and how much people would be interested in playing this game. It got a massive success. People were subscribing, people were making new videos, people were requesting new games. Once again, Microsoft paid attention to this, according to some information, and this is also a reason why they are greenlighting a new game, because all of a sudden this game, the hype has gotten real again. Yes, nuts and bolts killed the franchise, and Xbox thought, we're not wasting time making this, we're going to put money into other new projects. But once again, the calls have come for a new Banjo Kazooie game, and Xbox has paid attention. So if they do make a new Banjo Kazooie game, or Banjo 3, what direction will they be taking this game? I've seen a few different ideas out there that make a lot of sense, that some maybe not so much. The biggest idea that's going around at the moment, it's been over 20 years since we've had a new Banjo Kazooie game, so some people want to see that 20-year timeline be used in the game. And what do they mean by that? If you go back to Spiral Mountain, that it's 20 years older than when you last saw it. Some of the river's been moved, some of the rocks have fallen down, some of the grass is longer, some of those trees aren't there anymore. Some of the worlds we originally visited, like Mumbo's Mountain and places like this, they look a lot different and they use that to their advantage. But in saying that means Banjo and Kazooie will be older. They won't be as athletic, they won't be as strong, they'll have to be a bit aged, so I'm not too sure I like the direction of that. Gruntilda, well, she's lost her body of life again. This time, people are suggesting that they suck up the whole Banjo Kazooie hub and bring her back to how she was. And instead of just staying in the Banjo universe, explore into the Rare universe. Go to different Donkey Kong Islands. Go to Timbers Island and Diddy Kong. Use these advantages. Yes, in developing a game, it might be a bit more trickier because if they want to go to Timbers Island and Diddy Kong Racing, that's more of a Nintendo thing, so they have to work that out with Nintendo. But that could be a good thing because if they work something out with Nintendo and Nintendo's saying, well, hey, when you bring out this Banjo 3, you need to release this on our console as well. Another idea is go back to Gruntilda's origins, where she started, where she began, and take the focus away from Banjo and Kazooie and more Gruntilda. I'm not a fan of that idea at all. I've said and read that a few times, and that would just make it a Gruntilda game. Yes, they could do a spin-off game about that. That would be really cool. But to make a new Banjo Kazooie game, obviously you need the two heroes in Banjo and Kazooie. Another idea is Kazooie's origin, and what I mean by that is someone from Kazooie's family has been stolen by Gruntilda this time. Not because she wants to turn into a red bird chicken, because she needs her life form, she needs the Kazooie life forms to transform herself back into Gruntilda. So Kazooie gets Banjo going, say, hey, we need to go rescue my sister this time. We rescued your sister Tootie, now it's your turn to come help me rescue my sister. That could be a not bad idea, I don't mind that, but in saying that, it's something they've already done before, and surely you think with a 20-year gap, they could think of new things and ideas. And because of technology and what we can do now, they can make these open world maps of Banjo Kazooie really, really big, really intricate, really fun. They could change things up. You have to go visit some old worlds again. Imagine going back to Treasure Trove Cove or Freeze Easy Peak to go to do a few things or visit a few people and come back. I don't know, there's plenty they could do. I could sit down and write a few ideas out myself. It's an awesome, awesome game, and I think a Banjo 3 would be so welcomed by all of us, but they might not do the Banjo 3. They might not follow the timeline. They might do something completely different like Zelda games. Zelda games are all over the place. They use timelines differently. But in the comments down below, I'd love to see and read your feedback on what direction you think you'd want to see the Banjo Kazooie franchise go. There's obviously a few options I've spoken about today. You might have some ideas of your own that no one's even heard of, and you can chuck them in the comments and get people talking about it. I've spoken about some of the more popular ideas. I'm not too sure about the Gruntilda one. Some people might be keen. They could be good for a third-party spin-off game. Who knows? We might have to wait and see. And like I said, developing for a game these days takes 3 to 6 months. A mobile app, that can be done in a few months, but we're not having a mobile Banjo Kazooie game. We're having a console game, so we might have to be patient and wait and see what more information comes of this in the near future. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and until next time, take care.